Hello, 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 it's Betsy again, and today we are going to take a look at another rule for exponents. It's the exponent rule. So let's get started. Take a look at number one here, the one here in lavender. I like the color lavender, it's pretty. All right, I'm going to change my color here. I think I'll use black again. We got x squared to the 7. So what does that mean? That means x squared times x squared times x squared times x squared times x squared. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, do you want to be writing that out all the time, or do you want to know the rule? We want to know the rule. So the rule tells us when you have an exponent to an exponent, you got 2 as an exponent and 7 as an exponent. You have an exponent to an exponent, you multiply those. 2 times 7 is 14. And you can look at it from what we wrote up here too. 2 plus 2 is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Same answer. But if you know the rule, it's going to be a lot easier. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I've got 6x cubed y to the 1 times, we've got an exponent to an exponent, so we're going to multiply those. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. If you want to put a 1 out front, you can do that. All right, we had an exponent to an exponent, so we multiplied them. Now, we got coefficients of 6 and 1. 6 times 1 is 6. We've got an x to the 3 times an x to the negative 4, so we're going to add those. And then we have a y sitting by itself. When we do that, we get 6x. 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1, y. Now, are we done with this problem? What do you remember from the last video? I don't think so. Actually, I know we aren't, because we've got a negative exponent. So how do we get rid of that negative exponent? The 6 is positive, leave it alone. It's got a positive exponent. It's not, I don't care that it's positive. I care that the exponent is positive, and that's a positive 1. The y is to a positive 1, leave it alone. The x is to a negative 1, and it's on top, so put it on the bottom, and now it's positive 1. And we're done. That's it. I want you to be careful when you look at the next one, because as you can see, the parentheses is around the whole inside there, around all of those 5x squared and y to the 4th, that whole expression. So the first thing I'm going to do is we know that 5 is 5 to the 1. So they're saying everything inside of here is cubed. So we've got an exponent to an exponent. 5 to the 1 is 1 times 3 is 3. Then we got x. 2 times 3 is 6. And we've got y. 4 times 3 is 12. And you know 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. X to the 6th, y to the 12th. And you're done. This is where you got to start being careful. What is the exponent for? Is it for all the numbers in the expression? Only a couple of them? One of them? A variable? A number? You got to be watching what they're for. Like in this next one, the whole expression is to the 2nd. I'm going to put a 1 there, a 1 there, and a 1 there. All right. So I've got 7. My pen shut off. Okay. 7, and then 1 times 2 is 2. I got x to the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. I've got y to the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And then 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. Am I done with that problem? I don't see any negative exponents, so we're golden. We can move on to the next one. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can see it better. La, 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 la. All right. All right. So we have 2 times the quantity, 3a squared cubed. Whew. All right. First of all, that 2 is just to the 1. So it's 2 to the 1, which is just 2. The 3 isn't for the 2. The 3 up here, that little exponent, that's only for everything in parentheses. So we're going to change this 3 to the 1. So now I've got 3. 1 to the third is 3 times 1, which is 3. Oops, I don't want to do that. Hold on a second. Let me erase that. Oops, wrong one. Do. All right. I don't know what made that funky little box there, but we're going to just leave it there. Okay. So all right. So we got 2 cubed, and then we got a to the 2 times 3, which is 6. All right. So now I got 2. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27, a to the 6th. And then 2 times 27 is 54, so we get 54, a to the 6th. And we're done. We're done. We're done. How are we doing? Everybody A-okay? All right. Let's take a look at the next one. That one's a little different, isn't it? That's all right, though. We can do it. So in the next one, we've got x to the m to the second. We've got to multiply 2 times m, which is just 2m. And we're done. That's all there is to that one. Exponent to an exponent, you multiply them. All right, let's take a look at our next one. First of all, ding, 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 we've got 2 to the 0. Well, anything to the 0 is what? 1. So I can get rid of that. So now all I have 1 times x to the negative 3, that's just x to the negative 3. So we've got x to an exponent, negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. But as you know now, you can't have a negative exponent on the top. So that negative 12 there, that x to the negative 12, we got to put it on the bottom, and now it's positive. If there's nothing left on top, just put a 1 there. And that's it. Whew, how are we doing? You ready to stop the video and try a problem again for yourself? Make sure you do every so often, because that's how you're going to learn, right? You can see what your mistakes are. All right, last one here. We've got g cubed times g to the negative 2 all to the 4th. Like when you're doing order of operations, do what's in parentheses first. So when I look inside the parentheses, we're multiplying. The bases are the same, they're g's. We're multiplying, so we're going to add the exponents. So I get g to the 3 plus negative 2, that's g to the 1. And then I got to take that, to the 4. So I got g, now we got an exponent to an exponent, 1 times 4 is 4. And we're done. And that's it. How are we doing? All right, so the next video, we're going to talk about the quotient rule for exponent. What does quotient mean? Division. So we've done the product rule, we've talked about negative exponents, and we've talked about exponents to exponents. We still have to talk about division. So that's what's up next. It's not too bad. I show you an easier way to do it. So I hope you follow along. Yay.